There's always those people who will be the leaders of it and be like, okay, it's socially acceptable to do. And then there will be the people who are like that are just catching on, and it sounds like they're just catching on. It doesn't sound like they're joining it.
You know what my thing is? It has to be organic.
Right, exactly.
If it's not you, if it's not you,
it won't sell.
Nah, it won't, because what happens is you're gonna change. Your next single's gonna sound completely different.
Exactly.
Completely different artist.
You're following the trend.
You're following it. Then the next album. The album is gonna go all of different things. It has to be organic.
Right. You gotta bring people into your world.
Your world, and that's how well.
And there's somebody that's in your world that can relate to what you do.
Actually, it's a lot of somebody's in your world.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true.
Enough to feed you if you stay authentic and you stay true to who you are.
That's very true.
And you just learn how to reach out to those people.
Right. You know what
other people relate with it.
Right. You know, it's easier said than done, because people are saying, well, if that's on the radio, then I gotta make something similar to that.
Wrong.
See, if all these great artists trying to do, you know what, you got hear the mixtapes. Come on, I know you guys, right? You have all these different people gonna sing. Didn't Gucci Mane just? I heard you doing the same thing.
Now you got some people trying to do pop songs. You're like, you know what? It's really not.
But it was that person that stepped outside the box to do something original and organic.
Exactly.
That made people be like, oh, that's what
cool.
it is.
But let them do it. You know what I mean? That's true to your lifestyle. But you can't be like, oh, because they did it, it's because of how I do it. In music, your fans will tell you, and music will express that. You've seen people's albums not do well because they tried to do something new.
Try to mimic something else, right?
Mimic. Not try something new, I guess. Mimic is better.
Key word.
Because people
right.
NERD never been anybody. You can look at the album.
Kanye is the best.
Never been
Right. He's like, man,
He's throwing on CD. All the love.
Right. Oh, Drake is a good example as well, because you was on a TV show, so typically you're supposed to fail because you're on a TV show.
No,
and you're not urban. But your music is so motherfucking good. We don't care.
His opinion had that cosign. I don't know.
No, but when I heard best I ever had, I didn't know nothing about Lil Wayne.
That's very true. I didn't know. When I started hearing his,
I was just like, nigga, that's
I didn't know he was affiliated with Wayne. I was like, damn, he's dope.
And then I heard
the Wayne thing. I was like, everybody. I think everybody like after Wayne asserted him.
That's what
Wayne. He's a
yeah. But would you have heard of him if he was with Wayne?
You would have heard of him.
He was on the radio before being.
No.
There's
a lot of niggas that's
gravitated.
There's a lot of niggas that's doing that. We were just talking about Jay Electronica. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know who will have to co-sign before it to be, you know what I'm saying, the next level. But
that does help.
Yeah.
Because it could have been another 3 years before we heard that brother or not.
I never heard him. Because he been spitting.
Say again?
I think because he been spitting like before that.
Yeah, before that.
Yeah, he already had singles.
That don't hurt to get that kind of cosign. It just accelerates your career a little bit.
Definitely don't hurt.
Proud his artist, in my opinion.
Jay-Z knows his format. Jay-Z knows his format. What did Jay-Z, when Jay-Z came out, what did he do? New York. Where his main demographic, who's really buying Jay-Z?
New York people.
New York. So when he came up with a song with New York, it made sense. He's intelligent. He knows where his
smart business.
He knows where he can sell those nickel and dimes at.
Yep.
You feel me? He knows where that's my client.
Guarantee that's a ringtone of about 85% of New York population right now.
Of course.
And his artists, in my opinion, I don't associate his artists with him until recently. Jeezy, I didn't even know about half the CPE people. Right. I didn't so mentally associate him with. He let Jay-Z stand on his own. He let Rick Ross stand on his own. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't immediately associate. So whatever happens with Jay-Z, they have their own independent careers and their own independent careers.
It's your boy Shane T, Hot West Music Group, 21 to produce. These brothers out here, they put it down, talking about the state of hip hop today as it is. We out here in Atlanta, Georgia. We out here getting some shit done out here. My boy Preach. We about to make another big visit later on this afternoon. Let's tune back in.
Doing it up there, and what happened?
He was smart enough. He was smart enough to give out his music, knowing music wasn't gonna sell, and then what he was 150 million he made that year just off of tours. 50. He was like, he just gave away the G on his CD. But he made more money than everybody else.
But that's where the money's at. You can't bootleg a tour. You can't like, nigga, I'm about to get these fake tickets.
But I got a million.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Even if you bootleg, you can't really bootleg the tickets, but more than anything, you can't bootleg the experience.
Exactly. Everybody goes to the concert not for the music, they go for the experience.
And the spirit, like to really be able to touch it. Like, damn,
people will spend more money.
Yep.
On the merchandising.
Yeah, you know, $30 t-shirts, you can get them a week later.
But once again,
and artists never ate off the music.
It comes back to producers making music and the artists selling the emotion. So when I'm listening, remember, taking what? We
Right.
Oh, it was like everybody.
The spirit.
Correct. But it was their emotion. Everybody was like, I'm around, and then people bought that.
Right.
People bought that experience. Let's see. I mean, somebody just
So, dude, UNI Productions, D. Brandon.
When was it? September. Goody Mob did a concert.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I didn't go, but I heard about it. I wanted to go.
Was it good?
I already know.
Yeah.
You know that.
Kids go back there.
Down. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I thought it was just gonna be, the core Goody Mob fans. I saw people. It could have been people 18 up to maybe it ain't 40.
You know what? People are hungry for real. People are hungry for that organic, real music you talking.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a way of doing it. So if you holler at me, sit down with me, I'll talk to you. I'll tell you how to do it. That's Goody Mob should have been independent. Talk to your core demographic with Atlanta, and if you're selling the CD in Atlanta, you go platinum.
Yeah.
But it can't be to the masses, because the masses really don't really, they don't really cling to that type of sound or that type of music. But if you on the independent dollars where you're making more on every single, and on the masses wise, you would have recouped easily.
Yep.
Just doing a tour in the Southeast region.
Right.
And you would have been multi-platinum. And you're making more. You're making the independent dollars.
And you got your show.
And your masters. You got come on. We got.
Can I just say Tech 9?
Oh, yo, Tech 9 is he in concert tours. You said what?
I heard he fucking up right now.
He is the. If you look at tour sales, it's Kanye West, Jay-Z, Tech 9.
Yeah.
Nigga, I swear to you, I went to his show. I've never seen such a wide crowd, but the show was sold out, and that was his second night there.
Yeah.
So that was just in Arizona, and he's doing like 150
Don't
city
sleep on
tour.
Tech. Don't sleep on Tech.
Tour music. Tours. He sells out. His independent albums, he sells out. He's a platinum independent, which is very, very rare.
Huh? About the merchandise at the show.
Merchandise, I paid $25 for a Mr. Pigface t-shirt, but that's because
That's because you produced the track.
Right. Merry Christmas to me, and because the t-shirt was dope, and I wanted to support them because Slaughterhouse is probably one of my favorite, newest artists. They're not all new artists, but it's one of my favorite newest groups that should come out in like the next year or so.
So what about Tech 9 made it so?
Oh, his shirts, everybody, during the show, people were buying merchandise. After the show, the whole area was swamped. Like merchandising is, I think the area was swamped too. Like, if it would have had a bigger area for merchandising, there would have been more customers sitting there to wait. Because it got to the point where people were getting uncomfortable, sitting in there for such. Yeah, exactly. But if you have more people there to sell merchandise, like, it was kind of like a round room. So if you would have had maybe, you have here for exits, here to get to the room, here to get to the room. But if you would have had all the other areas covered with areas to sell merchandise, he would have sold more. Right. But I'm not even complaining on his merchandise, and I know he's not, because that dude made probably another couple, 20, 30,000 just probably like in merchandise that night. Ahead of the ticket sales,
But you know what else?
You feel that? That's talking about Tech 9. Tech 9 stayed independent, did his thing, is making his dollars, and it's all his money.
Right.
Radiohead did something. I think it's Radiohead that did something that was sick.
Who?
Was it Radiohead?
Radiohead?
What was the group? I think it was either Radiohead or it wasn't Green Day. It was one of those rock groups. I want to say Radiohead, but what they did when they got released, from their
Radiohead, but I know you're talking about that.
You don't think it's Radiohead?
It was one of them groups, man.
It was one of them. When they got released from their label, they put their album on the website and said, okay, since y'all are our fans, how much is it worth to you?
Donation only.
Donation only. How much is it worth?
That's crazy.
How much they end up at?
$9 million.
What? And there's no label to put that.
No, it's up to them. And
that's a non-profit organization.
Then you're gonna Starving Artist Fund. Look, now, then you start talking about touring, merchandising, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Licensing, stuff like that, publishing. Like, that's it right there. Like, real, because today, man, like I always say, today is more so, it's reality TV everywhere.
Oh my God.
Like we say,
people live life like TV.
Yeah, it's reality drama. So check it out. With that being said, if you're an artist coming out, then people want to see everything. Yeah, you have Ustream, you have YouTube, you got Twitter, you got Facebook, you got MySpace. Like, when can we not see what you're doing? Everybody else is doing it, so who are you to not show us that? You see what I'm saying?
What happened is you need a team. If you don't need, without a team and without consistent efforts, then you'll be, it's kind of like, well, you're performing, but nobody on MySpace or Facebook really know about it.
It creates the right perception.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly. It's all about the perception, but one thing I was gonna say too is with that, the whole reason you want to do that though is so you can get supporters. Because right now, if you think about it, it's really not really a such thing as fans. Like you were just saying, like everybody's a superstar, especially here. Right. Everybody's VIP.
Me and him were just talking
Everybody's
about
a superstar.
Like this place is beautiful because the market out here, you don't have to be famous nowhere else. You get famous out here, you're good.
But the thing about it is getting famous.
Right.
Because everybody's a skeptic and everybody's already famous.
Everybody does music. Like this one, you do music.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Like Cali, all the big cities, everybody's like, oh yeah. Even if they don't, they're like, oh yeah, I film freestyle. It may be shit, but like, yeah, I do music, you know what I mean?
And I know such and such and such.
Right.
But the thing is, you gotta have supporters.
Yeah. So you gotta see your people, man.
The homie Scapegoat. We're about to get one in with the homie Scapegoat, Atlanta, Georgia.
Scapegoat Jones, man, you will not protect it.
You have to have a team.
We're coming up.
It's kind of like not only the team, but good music.
That's very true.
That's the main thing.
You know, so many people come right here.
Talk on YouTube, but if the music ain't what it is, nigga, we don't even give a fuck.
Because music stuff.
I mean, that was good. That's why I said with Drake, like, I mean, I'm just talking about just off of my senses. Like, I gravitate to it without knowing anything else, just because the music is good.
Oh, yeah. Why do you know about Drake? Where's the first place you heard about him?
You know what's funny? The first place I heard about Drake was a female. And it was like
females love Drake.
Well, we are, that's all.
Now we talking about always a female.
We always talk about the females.
It's always a female.
If the females rush the dance floor, you rushing too.
Exactly. Give me the gold.
I'm gonna tell you something though. This is one thing where people always get it misconstrued. The females like Drake, but guess what? Somebody certified told them about it, and it was probably a male in the industry that played it for them. And then they was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to him, because if it was just Drake, some girls would be like, yeah, I like that song. But this chick, I know is an industry chick, and she bashes everybody.
But she likes Drake.
But she likes Drake.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Why? But why? Tell me why.
Yeah, good music though.
Don't tell me it's the lyrics.
You cannot deny that.
He's talking to her.
It's about
talking to her. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. There's a certain feeling.
So the artist is actually talking to a woman.
Yeah.
And a man usually talk to women, so it's easy for a girl to put on.
Right. Like people say, like,
hey, it's your boy Shane T. We're gonna check out for now. We come back with y'all later. Atlanta, y'all.
This thing.